Hello and welcome back to Rapid Television's News Review, reaching you from our Abuja studio. In this package, we will bring you some of the topics that dominated the news cycle in the past week, including the Edo and Ondo off-cycle governorship elections. Stay tuned for the full report and more. I am Ishaku Yohana. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, said less than 6 weeks to the close of nomination for the off-cycle governorship election in Edo State, only 6 political parties have so far submitted the names of their candidates for the election to the Commission. The INEC chairman stated this on Tuesday in Abuja at the first regular quarterly consultative meeting with political parties.
Speaking at the first regular quarterly meeting between the Independent National Electoral Commission and the political parties, the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, told the political parties to abide by the scheduled timetable as released by the Commission, insisting that there will be no extension of time for the parties to upload names of their candidates to the Commission's dedicated portal. According to him, the Edo State governorship election is holding in the next 6 months, which is Saturday, 21st September 2024, while the Ondo State governorship election is holding in 8 months, which is Saturday, 16th November 2024.
Today's meeting is the first since the conclusion of the by-elections and court-ordered run elections held last month in 26 states of the Federation. We have trained party liaison officers and established a help desk for political parties. The portal opened on 4th March 2024 and will automatically shut down at 6 p.m. on Saturday, 24th March 2024. 2 weeks later, only 6 parties have uploaded their nominations to the portal as at this morning. We urge you to keep to our schedule of activities and avoid last-minute rush that may undermine your ability to successfully nominate your candidates.
However, he urged political parties to adhere strictly to proposed dates and modes of primaries, stating that stakeholders and security agencies will be engaged in the forthcoming election and that the new dates will be announced for the rerun of the elections in the 2 states' constituencies. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Yusuf Dantale, who is also the national chairman, Allied People's Movement, APM, commended the leadership of INEC for its performance so far, adding that so much still needs to be done to improve the nation's electoral process in order to reduce post-election petitions and litigations.
As we prepare for the forthcoming governorship elections in Edo and Ondo State and subsequent polls, IPAC will partner with INEC and stakeholders in the electoral process to further consolidate our democracy and restore Nigeria's dignity and prosperity as the great arsenal of democracy in Africa.
He noted that the Inter-Party Advisory Council will set up a Constitution and Electoral Act Amendments Committee to review glaring irregularities in the recent elections and make proposals to the National Assembly, adding that the current leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council will give up its mandate by ensuring an environment conducive for the conduct of a successful election. Irene Okechukwu, Rapid TV News, Abuja.
The INEC chairman said 16 political parties have indicated interest in participating in November off-cycle governorship election in Ondo State. The INEC chairman, who spoke during a meeting with leaders of civil society organizations at the INEC headquarters, Abuja, however, said the commission will no longer accredit any civil society organization who failed to submit a report of election monitoring to the commission after every election exercise.
While speaking, the INEC chairman regretted that some civil society organizations were yet to submit their reports and recommendations for the 2023 general elections to the commission as a fulfillment of one of the conditions for their accreditation.
Even today's meeting is coming in the middle of increased activities for the forthcoming off-cycle governorship elections in Edo and Ondo states. As you are aware, the Edo governorship election is holding on Saturday, 21st September 2024, while that of Ondo State is scheduled for Saturday, 16th November 2024.
The INEC chairman disclosed that the commission will publish the particulars of candidates for the Edo State governorship election by the 31st of March in line with the timetable and schedule of activities for the election.
For Edo State, 18 political parties conducted their primaries monitored by the commission. Going by the provision of the timetable and schedule of activities for the election, political parties have 20 days from 4th March 2024 to upload the list and personal particulars of their candidates to our dedicated web portal. Going forward, the Commission will operate strictly on the policy of no observation report, no accreditation.
He assured that INEC will continue to partner with CSOs in the conduct of its activities, adding that the Commission appreciates the observation and recommendations contained in the election observation reports submitted by the CSOs. Irene Okechukwu, Rapid TV News, Abuja.
Professor Mahmoud Yakubu also advocated early security preparation for the off-cycle governorship elections in Edo and Ondo states. He stated this at the first quarterly meeting of the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security at the INEC headquarters in Abuja.
As part of efforts to sustain and guarantee adequate security for the off-cycle elections in Edo and Ondo states, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, tasked security agencies on the need to plan early and achieve positive results. He said the commission recorded huge success in the last Edo and Ondo state governorship election in 2020 because strategies were deployed on time to forestall any unforeseen challenges.
Today's meeting with the security agencies will strategize ahead of our remobilization for the two elections. The election in Ondo State will hold 2 months after the election in Edo State. It is therefore appropriate to acquaint you with the delimitation details to enable early preparations for security deployment.
He said the number of personnel and other assets to be deployed to strategic location will be determined and mobilized early enough. Professor Yakubu reminded political parties participating in the Edo governorship election that the nomination portal for the election will automatically shut down on Sunday, March 24th, asking those yet to upload the names and particulars of their candidates to do so without further delay.
Both Edo and Ondo states have 18 local government areas each. At the moment, Edo State has 2.5 million registered voters, 192 registration areas or wards, and 4,519 polling units, while Ondo State has 1.9 million registered voters, 203 registration areas, and 3,933 polling units.
He concluded that the meeting with the security agencies will strategize ahead of remobilization for the two elections, both Edo and Ondo State, with 18 local government areas each. Irene Okechukwu, Rapid TV News, Abuja.
In another development, the INEC chairman told media executives and journalists to continue to be a bulwark against fake news and misinformation, saying the best way to check such drive towards it is to ensure openness and transparency.
Professor Mahmoud Yakubu has said that the media has made INEC work most profound because through their reports, the Commission has been able to sustain some of the innovations that it has introduced.
As we are aware, the mandate of the Commission is to organize, supervise, and conduct elections, in addition to other electoral activities. This is an extensive responsibility which involves 7 different types of elections: general elections, by-elections, off-cycle elections, supplementary elections, rerun elections, referendum, and recall.
The INEC chairman noted that the commission is working to improve service delivery to the electorate to ensure the safety and security of journalists and grant them unimpeded access to various locations during elections and electoral activities, drawn from their report as well as the suggestions and recommendations made during the quarterly meetings. He, however, added that in Edo State, 18 political parties who conducted their primaries were monitored by the commission, and by going through that, the provision of the timetable for the election, political parties have 20 days from 4th March 2024 to upload the list and personal particulars of their candidates to INC dedicated web portal. Meanwhile, the president of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Dr. Chris Isiguzo, stated that the conduct of a credible election not only upholds the principle of democracy but also fosters national unity, stability, and progress.
The conduct of credible elections not only upholds the principles of democracy, but also fosters national unity, stability, and progress. It reinforces the legitimacy of our democratic institutions and reaffirms the people's trust in the electoral process.
He appreciated the media for their indispensable role as the watchdogs of democracy, and it plays a crucial role in informing, educating, and mobilizing the electorate, thereby facilitating the exercise of their civic responsibility. Irene Okechukwu, Rapid TV News, Abuja.
Members of the non-academic staff unions paralyzed activities at the University of Lagos, UNILAG, as they embark on protests to kickstart a 7-day warning strike. The unions involved in the protest on Wednesday include the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational Associated Institutions, and the National Association of Academic Technologists of the University of Lagos.
Strike actions, peaceful protest isn't unusual in the education sector in Nigeria. And the latest is by the Non-Academic Staff Association, SANU, NASU, and most recently, NAT. Members of the association are seen right at the entrance of the University of Lagos State carrying placards with various inscriptions demanding payment of 4 months withheld salaries by the federal government.
We are demanding and we are striking because the government refused to pay our 4 months withheld salaries. Now, these 4 months withheld salaries came up in 2022 when we also went on strike demanding that government should implement and fulfill all agreements and understandings signed with government. But after the strike, the government decided not to pay those salaries.
The negotiations and agreements between the federal government and these associations was mediated by the current Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila. And the branch chairman, University of Lagos, NASU, says the Chief of Staff should do the needful.
And we are using this opportunity to call attention of the then Speaker of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, who mediated between the federal government and the union then in year 2022. And if at all any union should be considered in the university system, it should be non-teaching staff. We are saying enough is enough. We are saying no to injustice. So Gbajabiamila should do the needful, and our withheld salary for 4 months should be paid now.
National Association of Academic Technologists has also joined the strike action.
We are out here today. Our protest and strike commenced today, Wednesday, and we are continuing till Friday. And the reason we are here is known to all. The reason we are here is caused by federal government. The reason we are here is caused by the Minister for Education. It is their insensitive nature to our demands that has caused that. A worker demands his wages. A laborer demands his wages. We have worked, and our salaries of 5.5 months is being withheld by federal government.
I'm appealing, and I'm telling President Tinubu that he should kindly pay our withheld 4 months salaries. And I'm telling Mama Tinubu, Oluremi Tinubu, she's our mother. She should consider us as a woman. Consider us that we are working, and pay us our wages and pay us our withheld salary. Solely.
The clamor non-academic staff association gathered here. NASU, SANU, NAT, they've all gathered here. And they're simply saying that the federal government haven't paid ASUU the 4-month salary. They should do the same across other organizations. And they're calling on the chief of staff, they're calling on the president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they're calling on the chief of staff to the president, Femi Gbajabiamila, to do the needful and ensure that their salaries are paid. They've given 7 days ultimatum. This is the 3rd day. And they said after 7 days, if nothing is done, they would go back to the table and ensure that something is done. From Lagos, Nigeria, for Rapid TV, Esther Omelo.
The House of Representatives has asked the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment to immediately hold the signing and implementation of a trade partnership with the United Kingdom, which allows UK lawmakers to practice within Nigeria. Our correspondent reports that the lawmakers argued that Nigeria may be unwittingly be entering into a deal whose terms and conditions may, in the long run, be unfavorable to the country and the overall interests of Nigerians. A motion by 49 lawmakers pointed to recent reports and public outcry over an alleged economic and trade partnership between the United Kingdom and Nigeria, aimed at exploring new opportunities in key sectors such as energy, legal and financial services sectors. The lawmakers noted that the trade deal became very heightened some days ago as the legal aspect appeared lopsided and tilted mainly in favor of the United Kingdom to the detriment of qualified Nigerian lawyers, in that it sought to allow UK lawyers to enter the Nigerian legal space and practice, but not vice versa.
The House is also aware that it was also reported that under the trade partnership, Nigeria committed herself to working towards removing barriers that prevent United Kingdom lawyers from practicing international and foreign laws in Nigeria.
The House then mandated its Committee on Treaties, Protocols and Agreements to investigate the matter and report back within 4 weeks. Also, the House of Representatives has urged the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment through the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria to mandate all companies to inscribe Made in Nigeria on all goods manufactured in the country. This followed the adoption of a motion moved by Joseph Nwopasi.
The House concerned that most Nigerian products are difficult to identify due to the absence of Made in Nigeria inscription on the goods or products. Also concerned that the non-inscription of Made in Nigeria on Nigerian locally manufactured goods may have negative impact on the pride, patriotism, and support for local manufacturing, thus discouraging originality and ingenuity among entrepreneurs.
The House therefore mandated the Committee on Industry to interface with the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria and other relevant bodies to ensure total compliance and adherence. In another development, the House of Representatives has urged the federal government to ban and criminalize the importation of locally produced fabric imitations into the country. The House said the move became necessary to protect the general local cottage industry and conserve scarce foreign exchange. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion by Afolabi Afuape at plenary.
Mandate the Committee on Commerce to collaborate with the National Director of Employment to establishing formal training and orientation program on skills, quality control, marketing and business management for all local fabric producers. Monitor the delivery agency charged with evaluating the periodic progress of Nigerian cottage industry.
This is Rapid Television. You are still watching Week in Review. Stay with us as we will return back right after this short break. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. And if you are just joining us, you are watching Rapid Television's Week in Review, coming to you from our Abuja studio. Abia State Governor Alex Otti says the Islamic Development Bank, IDB, has approved a loan of $125 million to finance some of the capital projects in the state. Governor Otti, who made this known during the monthly media parley in Umuahia, disclosed that the African Development Bank also approved another loan for the state.
Abia State Governor Alex Otti have dismissed insinuation made by the opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, regarding the loan amount taken by the state government. Responding to journalists during his monthly media briefing, Governor Otti stated that the current government have plans to secure loan.
There are plans to secure loans, and the plans are actually at maturity stage. So we are in the process. Just 2 days ago, the Islamic Development Bank approved a loan of $125 million.
He charged Abians to be vanguard of the current government under the Labour Party, urging them not to lose hope due to the challenging time in the state and the country at large.
I want to thank you and also ask you to be the vanguard of this government by ensuring that people around you do the right thing. Keep your environments sparkling and clean. Do not throw garbage into the drainage. Very soon, beans are going to be provided in every nook and cranny of the townships, so that instead of dumping your refuse on the floor or inside the drainage, you put it in the bin that ASEPA would come to cut away.
Due to workers' verification exercise, Governor Otti added that the government is committed to ensure that genuine workers are shortchanged in any way.
Just today, I asked the Attorney General, the Accountant General, the Commissioner for Finance, and all the people that are involved in the process of salary payments to sit down with me sometime tomorrow, so that we can understand why some people are not being paid. One thing you can be sure of is that we have made provisions for the salaries. So what you see are exceptions rather than the rule. But then it should not happen that some people are not receiving their salaries and the money is sitting in the bank. So it's going to be dealt with very soon.
Onwuka Kingsley, Rapid TV News, Omaya.
In its efforts to guard against illegal mining in the country, the Nigerian government has launched a mining force to operate across the 36 states of the Federation. The Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Dele Alake, while launching the Special Mining Force in collaboration with the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps in Abuja, assured the public that illegal mining will be a thing of the past.
No doubt, Nigeria's vast mineral resources provide a solid foundation for economic growth if effectively harnessed. Unfortunately, many mining regions in Nigeria face security challenges, including illegal mining activities, community conflict, and in some cases, armed banditry. While assuming office as the Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Dele Alake promised to address the issue once and for all, which form part of his blueprint for the mining sector. Today, Dr. Alake is inaugurating the Special Mining Task Force that will see to the end of the many challenges in the mining sector.
Today's event of launching and formally handing over the civil defense structure to engage illegal miners and sanitize our mining environment was also part of what we conceived at the interministerial committee level. I am very, very happy to let the public know that we did say at the onset that we are going to tackle insecurity in this sector. And the first batch of the security apparatus that we are using in this sector is what we are launching here today.
With the launching of this mining force, even the Chinese illegal miners in Nigeria will not be spared.
Now, security of the operating environment in the mineral sector, you can't even talk of increasing the revenue yields. And we hope and believe that the minerals is the next savior, revenue savior of the Nigerian economy, which was why I said, and I stated emphatically at the time, that we want the mineral sector to contribute more than 50% to the gross domestic product of Nigeria.
Commandant General, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Dr. Ahmed Abubakar, who represented the Minister of Interior, Tunji Ojo, and the Chairman House Committee on Solid Minerals, Honorable Gaza Gbiwi, are optimistic that this development will transform the mining sector.
This set of mining marshals are selected from the best trained special forces personnel of the Corps. And they were trained by the military. All our special forces were trained by the military, and it was from that group that these mining marshals were selected. And so I would like to assure you that you have one of the best group of the Corps, to work with you.
We have right now 2 bills, major bills, before the House of Representatives, which have scaled second reading, and we're working closely with critical stakeholders, of which the most important being the ministry. And one of them is to establish a mines inspectorate and environmental agency that will increase the amount of workforce. Because where you have personnel, security personnel in every local government, and you have barely 2 or 3 mine officers in a whole state, you can see that there is no nexus with regards to cooperation to be able to achieve the goals which you have set up.
According to statistics, Nigeria loses 91% of its revenue to illegal miners. With the launching of this miners' force saddled with the responsibility of curtailing illegal miners, Nigeria may begin to regain her losses in the mining sector. Abuja, Godwin Amundi, Rapid Television News.
That's a wrap for this week's news review. We'll see you next week for another edition. Thanks for staying with us.